Lashley's got a big fight this weekend, which at this point
with Bryce Hall.
Yeah, that'd be sick too. But Goldberg, Bobby Lashley, which some people would call a dream match.
It could be. It is. I think so. I mean, Goldberg is an icon. You know, everybody knows Goldberg, shaking the ropes, jackhammer, spear. They know Goldberg. So
when you saw him back in his early run with WCW, but when he first came over to WWE, were you saying, "Wow, I could do something like that"?
No, because I wasn't looking at it that way.
Right.
I was an amateur wrestler. I was just focused on that and trying to make it to the Olympics. So I never really looked at being a professional wrestler when he was going through. I liked what he was doing. I watched him and Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was the one that got me into it.
Oh, nice.
So I was watching some of these guys going up, but I never thought that I was going to be one. My circumstances kind of led me there afterwards. Goldberg is going to be it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun one.
Nervous? Do you ever get nervous?
I don't get nervous anymore. Because I don't take myself seriously anymore.
I love
I
that.
stopped doing that. And I stopped doing it in fights. I traveled all around. When I was fighting, I was the same way. I used to get so locked in because it was like I'm putting my whole, you put your whole person on the line. And it kind of screws up the nature of fighting. Like, I love fighting in the room or underground or something like that, as opposed to going out there. So I started getting to the point where I don't care. I don't really turn on or follow my social media or anything. I have one of the guys do it for me. Instagram I play with because I can kind of joke back and forth and take pictures. But outside of that, I kind of pull myself away from there because we get too brought up on the hate that we get, you know. And I play a bad character too, so I have people saying some vicious things.
You play a bad character?
No, but that's a good question.
No. I was just gonna say, bro, I'm sitting here, I'm looking in your eyes. Now you can look in mine if you want. And bro, you're just such a nice, genuine guy. You're so genuine.
Absolutely.
And a bad guy isn't a verb, adjective, participle, adjective that I use to describe you. You know, what are you talking about?
Well, that line between babyface and heel has sort of been fading over the years because people love heels and baby face. You know, so where do you fall on that?
I'm dirty. I'm a bad.
Oh, this is fake.
No, it ain't. No, I mean, no. Me is me. But when I go on there, it was. I think it was a big thing that got me here.
Is it like a performance thing in you that pulls it out of you?
I don't know if it's a performance or it's a being. I think it's almost that part of me that I've suppressed so much that I get to play with online.
Oh, I see.
Because me, I'm a dad. I got 3 kids. I got 2 little girls. So I'm always hanging out with my kids. But then when I go here and I go through the curtain, I mean, I've wrestled some guys. My last guy that I was wrestling last year, Finn Balor, I don't know. He's big babyface from Ireland. You know, I'm out there just murdering him, and it looks bad. He comes in like a couple weeks later, and he was laughing. He goes, man, somebody back home was like, you got that Bobby Lashley guy. And he was like, Bobby? Because if you don't know me personally and you just see me there, oh man, it's scary.
This is fantastic.
It's scary.
But what about
I'm so excited.
How about
I have another side. I have a flip side.
But was that
Scared
something you
too.
learned about, from your first run with the company versus like your latest run with the company, like who the character you wanted to put out there on like a weekend basis?
No, you know what? You know what happened? I think it was more of society changed because I didn't really change. Because I think right now society's changed from like somebody like me. They don't want to watch somebody wake up at 5 a.m, does his cardio and eats. They want something else. So before I was a huge babyface, everybody loved me. Then I came back, I'm the same guy, but the crowd was like, "Well, we want you to do something on social media. We want you to be more personal," and that's not me. I'm always kind of to myself or my characters out there. So that's all they saw. So people weren't able to connect with me because they really didn't know me so much. So I was like, So I was like juggling, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. One day when I was trying to be a babyface, trying to bleed and beg for the sympathy of everyone, we just switched in the middle of a match. I was going with Kevin Owens.
Great question.
I flipped the switch on him, and everybody was like, and I just murdered him, and it got ugly. And then afterwards, everybody was like, oh, Bobby's a heel. I'm a bad guy.
And that wasn't planned. That was just like ring psychology, hearing the crowd, feeling it.
It was what I was begging for.
Right.
Because, of course, with the storyline, we got to follow something. We got to go with something. But this particular time, I was like, man, come on, I'm begging from these guys, but I'm different. I'm the same guy, but I'm different because society changed. So I was like, let me start beating up some of these people that you guys love, and they're gonna hate me. So right now, I'm that guy.